Hi. Hi. This is Lolo Lesser, and this is Darby. And Darby's going to be with us watching as we do an introduction to Empatharian, and I hope you enjoy it. So here you are. I'm putting Darby over here. There you go, good boy. And I'm going to pull up my socks, because socks are what I enjoy wearing when I'm doing Empatharian. Before we do, however, I'm going to be introducing you to the website that we made and talking a little bit about some of the many words that are on the website, and hoping we can energize you to start getting some real energy in our energy generating project program, Empatharian. So first of all, I just want to introduce myself, and my name is Lolo Lesser, and I did introduce Darby, but I'm Lolo Lesser. I have a background in psychology and have been doing coaching of people for maybe 35 years. I also am the daughter of somebody wonderful, my mom. She was Tammy Narina, and for about 35 years she worked on a project called Telesymbols, which Empatharian uses because it's a brilliant system. And that's the idea that we want, is to be bringing her brilliant system in a way that we can all make it become our own. And this is the idea, is that we are transforming language, we're transforming ourselves and communication, our communication, so that we can project and embody energy and love and peace in a way that's transformative for ourselves, first of all, and also the planet. Why not? So, and really, it's the beginning, if you engage with us, in a new way of living, and I'm reading off of the website right now, in harmony with the natural world. And we're reaching out to others of our kind, dedicated empaths, who will be with us indulging in the ecstasy of true communication. And that's what it is, without words or language barriers. So that's what we hope to deliver, a kind of ecstasy of true communication using Empatharian. We understand the importance of getting a jump start on empathy at any age, and how the survival of our planet depends on it. And we can talk a little more in future sessions about the neurobiology that empathy is probably in us from the very beginning, and it is a part of our potential that babies have available completely, and somehow it starts getting affected as we grow. But a lot of us have survived using our empathetic skills and knowing how to understand others and their feelings. And it has helped us to survive as a species. It's helped us to survive as human beings. And let's see, the survival of the planet right now is, I think, depending on our spreading this skill and helping re-energize it in Darby. Do you agree? Many people, yes, many people who maybe are out of touch with feeling empathy. Some of the studies show the more money you have, the less empathy you have for others. So that's an interesting phenomenon. So we will be building the language, and I do want to say the gestural sign language of Empatharian is not finished product. it's like English, we will be adding to it and creating it as we go. Darby, is there something I can do for you? You want to sit by me? Excuse me a moment. Come and join me over here then, if you prefer. A front seat. Come sit next to me. I like that. So, Darby and I would like to explain to you the mission of Empatharian. Empatharian is to promote understanding and empathy for others and all people through Empatharian, a language of gestures. To build collaboration worldwide between all nations, cultures, dancers, spiritual seekers, and teachers of literacy using the language of Empatharian. To build the language and vocabulary of movements, teaching people of all ages in the process, and to build a peace-building process that is resilient, inspirational, and sustainable for the survival of humanity and the planet Earth. And of course, our focus is on literacy and communication. And we probably need to be clear, a lot of our work is in English at the moment, and that's how it is. And hopefully Empatharian will be a way for people to learn English as well as explore in their own language. But we hope it is a nonverbal language that goes past language barriers. So that's going to be our grand experiment, to see how that works and to see if gestures can be a communication that is going to help all of us to survive in a world that's divided at the moment and lacking in energy, but full of good and many different lives, many different ways of having a good life on this planet, including with little animals and plants and our beautiful planet Earth altogether, which we want to respect as being as clearly as we are beings. So that means that we are seeking good life in the nature. And this is showing nature goes up and down. It's a wave. Nature goes up and down in the nature of our higher power, of the higher power which unites us all. So, I did want to say in there that you're welcome to do this with me. I just demonstrated a telesymbol demonstration of a phrase which can be used daily, and I use it daily. And it's wonderful for a lot of things. We are using our bodies and it feels good. I'm opening up my heart as I do this motion and including all things and all people and the planet. I'm opening up and offering. And I'm also saying that this is for everybody. And this, as I hold a little bird in my fist, gently fisted, is a victory. And human beings require this sense of victory in the world. So let's do that again together. There is victory. And as you're holding that position, you can feel the stretch in your upper body. Straighten out that back and feel the stretch from the top of your head, right, a spot right about there, up to the sky. So your spine is stretching. in this position of victory, as well as your arms are reaching up. And that, holding that position for a period of time, is difficult for a lot of people these days. We don't use our arms that much. But this will generate a lot of good in your body. So the body requires a lot of movement in order to continue and be in harmony. This is the position for peace, and harmony might be static. Peace is a movement, so one has to keep moving and doing and relating to create peace. But we can define it. Peace is enthused, and this is enthusiasm. It's showing our palm, showing our hands, and spreading it all. And again, feel those shoulders. Feels so good. Feels so good to move the shoulders widely and open our heart center to enthusiasm. Enthusiasm, enthusiasm. And let's see, I've lost track of myself in my enthusiasm. And I'm going to come back to generating energy. This is energy. So let's just do that little phrase again so we can do it together, okay? So there is victory, holding our fist with a little tiny bird inside that fist. In communication, I think I missed this one for you. Communication. So that is our feeling that we can provide victory for so many people to create their body's energy using the victory of communicating. And when we communicate peace, that generates enthusiasm. Darby, what do you think? Do you think we ought to start at the beginning again? That was a lot to do. It feels good, and it's nice to do it standing. And I'm doing it sitting. People can do this who are in wheelchairs. People can do this who have trouble with walking at the moment. Although I will say that we hope to generate energy so that walking and running and all of that movement in the lower extremities is also promoted. And I will be doing the movements in whole body movement. And whole body movement and gesturing becomes dance. And when we dance, we can add music. And when we add music, we really invite the whole person and non-verbally to participate with us. And so simplicity is good, and not getting carried away with too many movements. Right, Darby? We want to be simple, and we want to be direct, and we want to be clear. So I just want to say that we have course offerings here that will be defining and enlarging on the wellness of your entire being, which includes breath, it includes developing stillness. I guess what I want to do here is look at our course offerings so that I can let you know the whole course catalog. And it goes on and on quite a bit. So, but everything starts with the breath, because we can center ourselves with the breath. And there's a particular kind of breath that really is helps us. Oh, this is interesting. I'm not pulling up the course course catalog here. So let me see if I can find it another place. I might be able to find it somewhere else. So, and I'm going to talk a little more about the breath as we do this, and what's different about our use of the breath. It's the same as so many people, but we're going to teach you a different kind of breathing that is a whole body kind of breathing, and becomes automatic and helps so that you're not having to focus on breathing. It becomes automatic with practice, and it helps to energize oxygen throughout your body. As we know, oxygen is the fire that brings energy to our body, to ourselves, and to the world. And the trees, don't know if you can see all those beautiful trees, generate that oxygen for us, for which we are very grateful. And they also eat the carbon dioxide that we breathe out. So it's a brilliant combination of beings, trees and humans. So first, we will be talking about how using Empatharian is connecting to your spiritual self and helping us to do that more emphatically, clearly, so it's present for us throughout some of the ups and downs of living that can push us off our center and make us feel kind of down and make us feel like, oh, I can hardly handle this, I feel oppressed. Let's come back. So, the first level of our course, of course, is going to talk about the physiology and psychology and oxytocin and some of the neurotransmitters that are promoted with whole body movement as well, including your body, your mind, and the spiritual self, the higher self, who really touches into a capital S, which is more than just our individual selves. So breath and energy, we'll talk about a special kind of breathing that generates energy, several types of breathing that can help us when we need to stay awake and we're very tired, and also centering breaths under stress. So and then we will talk in another course, we'll work on posture and alignment. So posture is a major thing for embracing the world. And as we grow older, our posture tends to cave in on itself and not be straight. And actually that feels kind of good to me, to pull forward and wiggle a little. I haven't done my morning stretches yet today, so we can do some of those together. I believe that doing the Empatharian exercises will help you to keep the posture straight, will open up your heart center, will allow the shoulders to go back so that we are allowing the lungs to fill to the fullest, and also allowing our stomach energies to fluidly pass through us. So we go that's the third I guess it's a session, mini course, and I will do mini courses on these. That would be posture, alignment, and energy. And alignment is a lot of what Tamara Ressman, Tammy Narina worked on with her telesymbols. She felt that alignment was really important, and I will talk about that and why alignment might be important, and why the Egyptians were also very involved with the alignment of their hieroglyphics and having having it so that they could use those hieroglyphics as communication. So the next mini course will be about grace and strength and energy. And in each of our mini courses, we will introduce more practice and more movements to practice at home. And hopefully you can spend a few minutes doing some of those movements. The next mini session, which is number 5, is about energy movement. And this is utilizing a practice from ancient China, Qigong, because I really feel telesymbols generate energy and it's marvelous, but there are certain parts of our body that we really need to work on to help stimulate the things that have become very blocked with our modern way of living. Our modern diet is not the same as it was when we trampled the earth as hunter-gatherers many centuries ago. So we need to stimulate things. So that would be our 5th session, and it's a very simple set of Qigong that we do. There's wonderful, larger courses that I recommend highly. However, we will only do a very short one that I feel can contribute and be involved with Empatharian as well, in a morning routine perhaps, and also an evening routine is good because it generates energy, and sometimes we're just so tired when it comes to 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock at night, we just can't keep our eyes open. And it's good to have things that we can understand how we can help our bodies to have the energy we need to actually do a lot of stuff that's fun. So this is what we are also looking at. Our session 6 is flexibility and energy. And of course we know that the practice of yoga, for example, really focuses on how flexibility increases your health and increases everything in your world. I am not going to be using yoga in the Empatharian course because I personally just would like to get flexibility to a workable level rather than over-flexing, and we just want to feel free and easy. But that does sometimes mean pushing things a little more than is comfortable, just a little tad more, but being conscious of our body and what we can do and can't do. So, and our session 7 is about sensing, and it will be very much involved with using the whole body and walking meditation and allowing our whole body to sense where we are and to be able to be clean and clear in the way we sense. So that's what session 7 is. And session 8 is a very important one. It's about sleeping wellness. And a lot of people these days have problems with sleeping. So we're going to talk about the importance of finding the way. And we're going to give you some tools and tricks and some ways to do it. I'm going to come and take a look at this because I see a message on my screen. Try another way of going live during your broadcast. I'm not sure what that says. I'm hoping I'm broadcasting, and if I'm not, well, it was fun talking anyway. It says that we're live, so we'll see. Anyway, if you're with me, thank you so much for hanging out. And I guess my face is dark. That might be what the problem is. I'm sorry. I don't have the right kind of lighting. Perhaps next time I'll find a bright light so you can see my face properly when I'm sitting here and talking to you. Could be I need to sit closer. That's a thought. I could try that right now. Well, anyway, session 8 was sleeping wellness. Session 9 is eating energy hacks. And I guess this is really important. We are creating a movement for peace, and we need to clean up our diet a little bit. There's just so much stuff that's offered in the world of consumer, what shall I say, the world of capitalism and consumerism today that is not good for us. And our hunter-gatherer selves are in there looking for the simple diet that we have had in the past. And of course, the planet needs us to simplify our diet. So I'm hoping we can do that with a little bit of help, focusing on the way to eat and the way to taste, how to taste, and how to enjoy taste. And then the next one, this is a very interesting one. This is session 10, and it's going to be the last one of our introductory course. And that introductory course, that session 10, the title is Electronic Energy Protection. So it's really about being a little careful with our laptops and our phones, which we adore, and hoping that we don't need to, I'm going to see if I can, well, maybe I can just stand here and do some stuff with you. Let's do some more exercises. But the point is, we need to be careful about electronic energies, the 5Gs and all of that stuff, and our children overusing social media so that they don't learn properly and don't have a chance to be interactive, communicative human beings in this uncomfortable world that we live in, where people are quite divided and aligned with their particular point of view and aligned with a point of view that sometimes excludes others, so that they stay on their track and they don't want to see, they put blinders on. They don't want to see the suffering in the world. And there is way too much suffering in this world that could easily be resolved. And in the end, I really think that the message of Empatharian is that none of us can experience our full potential and happiness while there is suffering in the world, although we can experience greater potential and greater happiness and feel so full of energy when we are making a difference and are participating in the world in a way that contributes and does good deeds and allows others to experience greater health, greater everything, survival. Best survival is what we want for our planet. And when we do this, we want things to be artistic. We want creativity to flourish so that we have loads and loads of enthusiasm and ways of dealing. So I'm hoping, again, I'm going to do the little preliminary movements I've shown you, which are actually quite deep. So there is victory in communicating. And again, hold the little bird gently. We're taking in from above and giving out. We're hearing and we're speaking. Excuse me. We're hearing and speaking, and sometimes it's compassion we want. This is really hearing and opening up to empathy and compassion and communicating peace, which is, this is the symbol for is, it equals enthused, dignified. This is dignified energy. Seeking good life in the nature of our higher power. Well, thank you for joining me. I'm very grateful for your joining me today. I will go on and talk a little more, but I'm going to be talking about Empatharian Course 2 and also some of the further courses which go on and on, because we hope to be training teachers through a set of 5 courses. And at the end of that, we hope to have you have some kind of Empatharian certification so that you can go out in the world and present our work and be generating and promoting empathy as a way of life and a culture of empathy in our entire planet, not just your state or your city, but worldwide. And by the way, the plan, the way we can do this, I hope, this is my vision, and my energy is with the whole planet, because of wanting to create the language. And we can do this through video, having video teleconferencing. So I'm hopeful to set up some exciting partnerships with people around the world, partnering with each other and doing telesymbols together and creating Empatharian together. I've gotten used to saying the word telesymbols, but I'm changing it to Empatharian because that's, from my heart and from my knowledge, what the world, where we're heading today is clearly towards creating a vehicle for people to generate their own and generate others' ability to empathize with those different from ourselves. And this is how we're going to have a process of peace that might be sustainable in the whole entire history of our planet, so that we can be focusing, instead of getting our happiness from things, but we can have our happiness from something we generate ourselves, energy. And our oxytocin, hugging ourselves, but it generates through, we hug ourselves through these movements. And also we hug ourselves through so many movements that will help us to generate. And I'm not saying I'm the perfect person. I'm learning along with you. But I do have many years of knowledge of psychology, and I do know and feel in my heart that all of us have this space of empathy, and some of us have been damaged as children and babies so that we don't experience the same things as others, and I feel that those people really need to be acknowledged to be safe, because it's not safe to have those people who don't have that sense in charge. And quite often, because of the ruthlessness of that way of being without empathy, they can scheme the way into power. But all of us know that isn't the real power. Real power is coming from a different place. There's victory in communicating. Peace is enthused, dignified energy. Seeking, always seeking good life in the nature of our higher power. Thank you. Not sure how to switch this off. Hi, Robert Payne. I see you're watching, and I'm about to switch this off. I don't know. I sure would like to have this be interactive, so next time we will. You take care. Bye.